Hey guys, and welcome back to Bixby's Beer Reviews. Very good to see you again. Very excited to keep season one rolling, keep exploring all the different types of craft beer that are out there, helping you find your favorite ingredients, your favorite styles. Now, as promised, not every week is going to be nothing but hazy IPAs. We're going to explore the full galaxy of beer styles that are available to you out there. But as they say, a tall tower is built with a strong base. And so I think it's important that we start out by looking at some of the most classic and foundational styles that are available, both because they're classic for a reason, but also because a lot of what craft brewers are doing today are taking these styles and pushing them in exciting new directions, using interesting techniques and variations. And so I think it's good to understand where they're starting from so you can fully appreciate everything that's on offer today. So we're going to start with what I think is maybe one of the most foundational styles of beer there is. It's certainly one of the oldest continuously brewed styles, and that's the German Pilsner. So today, from the good folks at Ardent Craft Beer down in Richmond, Virginia, we have their German Pilsner. Now, there are a lot of types of Pilsners out there. There's the German Pilsner. You have your Bohemian Pilsner, which we'll be doing in a few weeks. You got American Pilsners, Italian Pilsners, even New Zealand Pilsners. And, Lord willing, we'll be trying out all those different styles at certain points here on the BBR. But for now, again, German Pilsner, kind of the classic when you think of a German beer. Of course, things that make it German, the Reinheitsgebot, the German purity law, says that the beer can only be made with barley, water, hops, and yeast, and that's all that's going on in here. Also tends to feature the noble hop varietals, which we'll talk about in a bit. But again, a classic style and one that I think that's well worth exploring, and a great style for the summer too, because I know it's starting to get hot out there for a lot of us. So let's dive right in. So you'll notice today that I'm using a different glass than last time. Now, glassware comes in lots of shapes and sizes, and that's not just because your brewery wants to sell more merchandise. There are reasons for it. The other day we used a tulip, which tends to capture aromas a little bit better. Of course, we were looking for the aromas from that New England. This one very tall, very thin. This is a Pilsner glass. Reason being, Pilsner tends to be a more highly carbonated style. Less surface area at the top means you lose less bubbles, more in your beer, less in the air. But again, let's go in. We're going to take a look at the appearance. We're going to look at the aroma. Then we're going to give it a taste, and I'm going to give you my final impression. So, unlike New England IPAs, Pilsners can actually differ quite a bit. Although you'll notice here, again, it is a very, very clear beer. It's a lager beer. Lager, of course, beers that are fermented with bottom fermenting yeast, they take a little bit longer. The lagering process, the aging process, where the beer sits in tanks at very low temperature, also gives it a great clarity. You'll also notice a little bit more of a head here, a little bit more persistence than our last beer. Again, is a more highly carbonated style, but again, beautiful, clear, straw color, denoting the use of Pilsner malt, and a wonderful, fluffy head. So let's give it a smell. This is a very, very classic example of this style. And I'm getting two things here. First, very well lagered malt. There's just something about the lagering process that, to me, it takes the sort of crackery sweetness of the Pilsner malt, and it tends to stretch it out a little bit to give you a little bit more of the sort of the ins and outs of the barley flavor. So maybe a little bit more sweetness, but also just sort of an almost aged character that you don't get with ales. The other thing I'm getting here is the telltale sort of spicy, slightly peppery notes of noble hops. Noble hops are, let me see if I can do them all on key. It's Tettnanger, it's Spalt, it's Saaz, and it's Hallertau. And there are four varieties grown in Central Europe. They're very classic. You don't see them as much today as some other more trendy varietals, but many of those varietals were bred from noble hops. So very important to know. And again, it's a sort of a spicy, peppery note. Also maybe just a little bit of a sort of flower to it, a little bit more of like a summer feel of flowers. It's a classic hop combo for a reason. So let's give it a taste. Ooh, very, very refreshing. The beautiful thing about a German Pilsner especially, and Pilsner beer, to most extent generally, is that it's very, very crispy. It's what you call a crispy boy. We love a crispy boy on a hot summer day because it has a dry finish, which means you don't get too much of a heaviness on a mouthfeel when you're at the end of the glass. It's more of just a sort of a crisp snap of carbonation, almost a kind of mineral-y quality. And it's very, very refreshing. But before you get to that finish, you get that wonderful lagered malt flavor. Again, sort of a stretched out, kind of crackery, not quite bready malt character. It's comboed very well by both sort of medium heavy bitterness from the hops, and moreover, again, that sort of peppery, spicy, noble hop flavor. So Ardent, very, very good. This is a classic German Pilsner. There are contrasts between this and the other types of Pilsners. We're going to get into those in the next few weeks. Summer is Pilsner season, and we'd love to get into them here at BBR. So you'll get plenty of guidance on which Pilsner is the right Pilsner for you. But quite frankly, all the Pilsners are probably the right Pilsner for you because they're all delicious when they're done well. And so very much enjoyed sharing this one with you today. Very, very much going to enjoy sharing some more of them with you on our upcoming episodes. So thank you for joining me on the BBR, and I'll see you next time.